So I just got out of seeing Spider-Man Brand New Day, and these are my quick, non-spoiler thoughts. I really enjoyed this film. I had honestly forgotten what it feels like to go to the theater and watch a brand new live-action Spider-Man movie, because it's been almost 5 years since we've had that at this point, so this was a really good feeling. And this movie does what all great Spider-Man movies do. It captures the essence of the character really well. I think this is arguably Tom's best performance as the character yet. It's tied with that and No Way Home for me. I love the sense of dual identity that we now have again with his Peter, his sense of wanting to be alone to protect the people he cares about. I love that push-pull with his character. It's really just, it's captivating to see him going through these different things. Also, I love the way that the swinging is done in this movie. Just the action and the visual effects are really top-notch. Justin Daniel Cretton brings his A-game from projects like Shang-Chi and Wonder Man, and he really presents it well in this film, from the action to the choreography. All that stuff is top-notch. John Bernthal as a Punisher, really great in this movie too. I love the back and forth that he has with Holland. Some of their interactions are pretty heartwarming, some really serious, some pretty funny. It's a mix between there, but you can see how well these two actors bounce off each other, and it's clear they had a lot of fun on set filming this movie. Mark Ruffalo's inclusion in this movie as Bruce Banner the Hulk, I thought he did a pretty solid job too. It's nice to see, this character back, and they're returning to some kind of classic Hulk roots, as you can see from some bits in the trailer. Won't say how it gets there, but I like the interactions between Peter and Bruce. Would I have liked a little more? Yes, but I thought they were pretty solid overall. And now Sadie Sink's character, who I won't spoil, I thought her character played a pretty pivotal role in this film, and I was really captivated by her performance. Like, Sadie's performance in this movie, I thought was just top notch, and I think when you see this film, you're going to get a lot out of her performance as well, and the interactions that she has in this film with Tom Holland are really good. And you've got Zendaya and Jacob, I forget the actor's last name, I apologize, but back as MJ and Ned, and they both bring some needed parts to the film as well. They both play their roles very well. They're not in it as much as some other characters, but they definitely have a role to play, and they do it well. There are a handful of surprises that you'll see in this film, things that the trailers haven't spoiled, and I won't spoil either, but you do get a handful of villains in this film, as you do see from the trailers. Particularly, I want to comment on Michael Mando as Scorpion. Now, I really liked his performance in this movie. He's about to have a pretty good year ahead of him, playing Scorpion in this movie and then Bane in the upcoming Batman Nightfall series. He's going to have a pretty good time in the comic book space this year. And Scorpion's always a villain I really liked, and I thought Michael Mando did really good with him in this movie. And the other villains in this movie that you see in the trailers, they're not in the film much, but the ones that definitely have a role to play, I'd say do it well. And I will say, like most Marvel films, stay for the very end of the credits, because there is one post-credit scene at the very end of the film. So I'll just say that there is one. And I don't know, it was just a really good time at the movies. I thought it was a blast. There were a lot of things I really liked. Certain things that maybe didn't look so great, but my list of criticisms with this movie is not very long. Were there one or two shots where I look at it and I go, that could have been touched up a little better? Yes. There were some shots, especially during the fight between Spider-Man and Hulk, I noticed a shot or two that maybe didn't look the best, but it didn't take me out of the movie. And I really like that in this movie, because one thing that I have kind of criticized the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies for up to this point is that New York didn't really feel like a character, whereas Tobey and Andrew's movies, I feel like, really got that down in the past. And I think I can say finally in this film that Tom Holland's New York City really felt like a character. You did get to spend the most time in it, as opposed to the other films, and you did technically in No Way Home also, but the city's responses to what was happening wasn't the primary focus of that film, so it wasn't showcased as much. But you really got to see New York in this film, and it was showcased very well, and the people there all felt like real people reacting to the events that were happening, and not just stand-ins to fill the open space or people to react to an action scene. They actually felt like legitimate people. So I liked that, and I want to see more of that from these films. And yeah, I really enjoyed the film overall. I definitely recommend you guys see it if you're planning to. I assume most of you watching this are planning to. Try to stay off the internet, because unfortunately a lot of people out there are don't really care about spoilers and will just spoil things just for the sake of it. So if you're planning on watching this film and don't want to be spoiled, try to stay off the internet for sure. But no, I definitely really dug the film. And if you guys want to see a deeper dive into this film, like the Easter eggs that were in it, or a full-on spoiler review, definitely let me know. But yeah, go see Brand New Day. I think you'll have a lot of fun.